What's up, guys? We just got a late night visit in our apartment. Akaash, a client of ours, is here. And we're here to talk about a lot of interesting stuff. We had an awesome growth story in the last couple of months. And I thought we might as well get him in front of the camera and talk about a couple of points that we discovered working together and our focus in the next month. And I think it would be highly valuable for our audience to just go over a couple of things that we were doing in the past. And I'm more than happy to have you here. Thank you very much, man.
Of course, man. Let's do it. Anytime.
Perfect. Yeah. So we started working together, I think, a couple of months ago.
A couple of months ago.
3 months ago, I think.
3 or 4 months ago. Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
It was a referral from Carl.
Yep.
As always.
Yeah.
The guy who knows everyone.
The guy that knows everybody.
Yeah. You had a pretty chill call with us, and afterwards we were pretty sure that we can help you scale a lot.
Yeah.
But you are doing already some great numbers there.
Yeah. We were doing pretty well. I think we were hitting about 800K a month, something like that, like just under $1 million.
Yeah.
But so after we onboarded with Iron Media, it just took our brand to the next level.
Yeah, that's pretty nice to hear. Yeah. I think we pretty much doubled from there, or like tripled from there, right?
I mean, if you consider like November and December, yeah, easily triple. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just crazy.
Seeing like 2.5, 2.6 million there was awesome to see in the dashboard.
I know,
I was rooting for you, to be honest. I was watching the tracking dashboard and then was like, dude, another sick day.
Appreciate it,
But you actually performed like really well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always one side of like getting the stuff that works, but actually doing it. And I think that would be like the first point that I really wanted to talk to you about, because yesterday we talked about that too, which is speed of implementation. And I think at the point the market is right now, where knowledge is getting way more available for everyone, the only differentiator is really the speed of implementation and getting like the outside perspective of like a growth partner
100%.
and what to do.
Right. I think so too. I think that, this is an extremely competitive market, right? Yes. There's always new competitors entering the field at any time. They are, looking at the products that you're selling. So if you don't have speed, you will get crushed. So for me, it's extremely important to scale up ads as fast as you can, but remain profitable while you do so. And if you are able to do this, you can fend off competitors while still establishing large market share and, making good profit as well. But also set up your brand in a way that you can protect it moving forward, right? You want to establish yourself as, the market leader, right, to all customers, so that when they see a competitor ad, they're going to remember you, right? So that's, I think, is extremely important. So speed and efficiency are extremely key, and working with a growth partner will, help you do that for sure, because you get insight into a higher level of knowledge that you just won't be able to tap into without the trial and error.
Yeah, for sure. That's always what I'm telling potential clients of ours, because every mistake or like every challenge that there is, we might as well experience. And even if not, there's still way better to have like an outside perspective or like internal perspective there to go after that, because you are not talking to like competitors about your problems. So you have to have someone in your corner that's like confidential about the stuff you're doing, because of that level that we're talking about. This is like a once in a lifetime chance to build some generational wealth there, and you really don't want to mess that up.
It's a lot of sensitive information, so it's important to have someone that you trust at your corner, that you can depend on, basically.
That's the reason why we're not naming the brand right now. It's not to be like discreet because we want to beat around the bush, because it's such an awesome growth spurt that we don't want to take the chance of ruining something with like too much publicity on the brand. Exactly.
I appreciate the transparency, as well as being able to count on you guys for, real actionable advice that I wouldn't be able to get anywhere else.
That's the reason why our contract basically has like the NDA included there. Because this is like the first thing the clients ask for at that level. Because right now, when we're only focused on the 7-figure brands scaling to like high 8 figures, there's like, it's the most crucial time where you have to have confidentiality in your brand. And what we did, I think, was one of the biggest levels there, is like working over your creative system. And you were already doing some awesome creative, like doing like about like 800K per month doesn't come from nothing.
But for sure.
I think one of the most interesting things would be, on your perspective, what was like the biggest level in working with the creators, because you can always talk about get some content and stuff like that. But we actually establish like a process that leads you to sustain the scale.
And that's a key point right there. The process is what's most important. Like anyone can throw out creatives right on the fly, but what we were doing at the time, even when we were hitting 800K months or close to $1 million a month, is it was all over the place. It was extremely difficult to manage, And it's something that wasn't, a repeatable process that I could hand off to employees to take care of. So if, for example, I was out of the picture, the business would just fall apart. So what I was able to get from you guys was a beautiful system using ClickUp that kind of was exactly how I would do the creatives, but just like laid out for me, right? So I started implementing that, I believe in September, something like that. And we were able to knock out way more creatives at a faster rate, much more efficiently. And the quality of the creatives were also really good. Because what we were doing was, we'd have a concept for a week, we'd get stuck on some bottlenecks, maybe creators haven't finished filming their part of the ad, or maybe the editor was taking too long. So there's so many bottlenecks along the way. So a creative that should have taken 1 week to, get produced and, launched would end up taking 2 to 3 weeks because maybe there was like one component of the ad that it wasn't ready yet. So by having that system in a way where you can see everything at a holistic view was extremely important. And that's what allowed us to scale throughout October, November, and December extremely fast and extremely profitably as well. Because really at the end of the day, those small micro adjustments that you make to the creative will unlock insane amount of scale. And you'll only know it once you hit your winning creative because you'll test, you'll test 100 ads. Maybe. And out of those ads, maybe 1, 2 will really hit it for you. And maybe 1 out of those 2 ads will just really take you to the next level. So you always have to be testing, but you have to be organized in the way you do it, right? Very methodical. And you have to be able to train your team to do so that you're just, pumping out as many creatives as you can to, unlock a completely different side of creative testing, right? This isn't like the small leagues where you're testing like one concept like every month, right? You're testing like concepts every single week, and not even just like small adjustments. You're testing like wide variety of new concepts plus reiterations, huge swings. And the only way you can do that is with an organized system, and that's exactly what you blessed us with.
Well, more than happy that it worked in that way because we tried to condense like the process we saw on brands that joined us at a later stage, and then the process that resulted from trial and error basically in getting like the system in place. Because most of the time it's a typical founder problem going from 7 to 8 figures to get like the level of output that you need to sustain the ad spend, because we wanted to ramp the ad spend really fast because we had a golden opportunity here.
Exactly.
So we had the forcing function of raising the spend, and to really like to talk with the clients about just raising the budget and then do everything to sustain the level of profitability at scale.
Exactly.
Because if you have the forcing function of like maybe doubling your ad spend the next month, you have to reverse engineer what is needed to double the ad spend. And it's most of the time it's just the creative. And you said one thing, which is like a law in our company. You will always have just one winning creative, which will make like a couple millions for you.
Pretty much.
It's always, but you have to uncover that.
You have to uncover it. You have to dig. You have to keep digging and digging. And eventually you'll hit big, and that'll give you the momentum to just keep ramping it up. And I think the worst thing that you could do is just stop there. Right? A lot of people will get complacent. They have that winning creative and just.
It's so common.
It's so common because it feels like you've worked so hard to get that creative. You've tested 100 ads or 200 ads.
To harvest.
Exactly. And it's so frustrating. I think it's something that's not really touched upon. Everybody says, just throw an ad creative together, hook, problem, solution. You're good to go. But the actual process of creating those creatives is extremely strenuous and probably one of the hardest parts of the business after you sort out your logistics and stuff. Like that is one of the hardest systems to master. But once you do so and once you get that creative, you need to keep doing it consistently in order to ensure that your business has longevity, right?
100%. I think you go through certain stages where your next challenge is something you never dealt with before. At first, it's definitely dialing in unit economics. So find a product that is front-end profitable for you and is in a niche where you can actually scale, because there's like no utility in scaling micro niches to like 10K per day, for what? Then it's basically finding like an optimal selling system, like 1 or 2 really strong ad channels that you can ramp. So you know that you can pull the lever there and build this forcing function where you have to create scale. Then it's doing everything you can to sustain the level of scale that you want. And afterwards is doing everything business operation wise that is needed to really establish like a higher baseline, which basically is the next challenge we have to work on, which is getting the team in place, where you have a team of lethal A players, a small team that is like very capital efficient, because we don't want like a bloated company.
Yeah, like a team of killers, basically.
Yeah, just a team of killers, because it's more than possible to run like a multi-8-figure brand
100%.
with just a handful of like 8 players.
As long as it's quality talent that know exactly what they're doing, but you also have to give them, the tools to succeed.
Yes.
Right, and that's where the systems come into place. The systems and the processes that you develop as a business owner, as with your team, your operations team.
Yeah.
That's what takes you to the next level, really. Right?
100%. With the A players, I think there's like 2 challenges for you to get A players, because the first one is actually getting them, which we luckily could assist you with, sourcing the players. But the second is making sure that they have like the skills and knowledge to be the best that they can be, because we just want them working for you. We don't want some glorified freelancers who are working for 10 brands. We want lethal A players on your side.
Exactly.
So that means that they don't get the outside scope of other brands. So we actually have to make sure, which we love doing. We are just licensing basically our content for these guys, to make sure that their performance is like top notch. And I'm really looking forward to assisting you like with the media buying calls and stuff, making sure that your employees are getting like the right knowledge to be like on top of their game.
For sure, and like even what you just mentioned right now, because you have access to so many accounts and you see what's going on from a holistic view, it's incredible to have that, that knowledge, that access knowledge that you just can't get anywhere else, right? You can only get that knowledge if you're actively managing those accounts, and who's really going to give you that info, right? So having that like partnership there has been extremely incredible, and it gives you kind of like a baseline of where you're at and what you need to be doing, what's working right now. So it kind of just helps you like stay on the pulse and keep up that momentum, which is extremely important. I feel like momentum is what is really, really important in terms of e-commerce. Once you have that momentum, you need to keep it up as long as you can. Otherwise, you're just one step away from some shark just coming to get you. Right?
Dude, totally. Like if you crack the code for something, you have to hold on to it for dear life.
Exactly.
And then you have no idea how long the train will go. So you have to stay on top of it and to milk like the most efficiency out of it possible.
Yeah, you gotta stay on your toes.
Dude, to be honest, great having you here. Thank you very much for spending time with us.
Of course, anytime.
And our next challenges will be fun. Building a team and maybe talking about an exit perspective in the future. I think it's totally doable with that brand. And
looking forward to it, man.
I will be more than happy to hear some big numbers after that.
Of course. Thank you.